Breaking news tonight, government shutdown breakthrough 41 days into the record-breaking stalemate. A handful of Democrats break from their party to make a deal in what could be the beginning of the end of the shutdown. The key vote tonight in the Senate as House members rush back to Washington to push through the bill. New details on how the deal came together and when the government could reopen. Plus, the outrage inside the Democratic Party, many believing they gave up too much. And breaking news just in, ambulances on the scene after an accident at Dulles Airport near D.C. That as the air travel crisis is only getting worse. Nearly 10,000 flights canceled or delayed today. The president's new threat to air traffic controllers if they skip work. The dangerous wintry weather blasting the Midwest and even parts of the South, dumping more than a foot of snow. Dangerous whiteout conditions causing nearly 200 crashes, cars sliding off the road, and this one engulfed in flames. Where the snow is headed next. A small plane plunging into a backyard lake packed with hurricane relief supplies for Jamaica. Divers on the scene searching for those on board. Cruise ship death mystery, a teen found dead on board a Carnival cruise ship. The FBI now investigating. NBC News exclusive, a military gynecologist accused of recording patients during exams, how he allegedly used a phone in his pocket to do it. And more than a game, the college football fans who rallied together to help a rival in need. Nightly News starts right now.
This is NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas.
And good evening. The longest government shutdown in American history could finally be coming to an end. Tonight, the Senate voting on a bill to reopen the government and get millions of workers back to work and back to being paid. Here they are, the 5 additional Senate Democrats breaking ranks to support the deal. And today there was fierce blowback from their Democratic colleagues, accusing them of giving up on their biggest demands, including on health care. Today, the impacts of the shutdown more real than ever, with more than 2,000 flights canceled and thousands more delayed. And travel was made even more complicated today by a band of dangerous wintry weather that stretched from the Great Lakes to the Gulf Coast. More than a foot of snow wreaking havoc in Indiana, with dangerous conditions sending cars spiraling off the road in the Chicago area, this one, and on fire in a crash as well. Ryan Nobles has it all covered and starts us off tonight from Capitol Hill.
Tonight, the breakthrough. After nearly 6 weeks, the federal government shutdown looks set to end.
We have support from enough Democrats, and we're going to be opening up our country. It's too bad it was closed.
And it is sparking a deep divide among Democrats.
There is no great secret, Ryan, that there is a debate now about the future of the Democratic Party.
For weeks, Senate Republicans have not had enough Democratic votes to end the shutdown. But overnight, 5 new Senate Democrats joined 3 others, voting to no longer block the reopening of the government in exchange for a concession that Senate Republicans had been offering for weeks to hold a vote on extending Obamacare subsidies. Now, many progressive Democrats are accusing their Democratic colleagues of caving by not getting Republicans to agree to more.
How disappointed are you in your Democratic colleagues that are voting yes for this bill?
Look, I think it was a terrible, terrible vote. At a time when we have a broken healthcare system, this is going to make our healthcare system even worse.
Well, it was the only deal on the table.
New Hampshire Democrat Jeanne Shaheen voted to end the shutdown.
Was it worth it?
We crystallized the fight about health care for the American people and made it clear who's holding that up. It's President Donald Trump. It's Speaker Johnson.
A deal means a resumption of government food assistance payments and back pay for returning federal workers. Republicans believing it was long overdue.
After 40 days of wandering in the wilderness and making the American people suffer needlessly, some Senate Democrats finally have stepped forward to end the pain.
All right, Ryan joins us live now. Ryan, the only question tonight, when will these votes happen so the government can reopen?
Tom, the Senate right now is working through a series of votes. They're expected to pass the bill tonight. It will then go to the House, where they're planning a vote on Wednesday in order to give time for their members to return here to Washington. Once the House passes the bill, it will go to the president's desk for his signature, which could happen as soon as Wednesday night. Tom?
Ryan Nobles leading us off from Capitol Hill. And despite that progress, it was another nightmare day for travelers at many of the nation's busiest airports. More than 2,000 flights canceled today, another 7,000 delayed. Here's Tom Costello.
Day 41 of the shutdown, with air traffic controllers today missing their second full paycheck.
Enough is enough.
Union President Nick Daniels demanding that controllers get paid now. 3,000 flights canceled on Sunday, already more than 2,000 cut today.
Flight from here back home is only an hour, so now I have to drive about 5, and who knows with traffic right now.
The Miller family stuck at LAX after their morning flight was canceled, rescheduled for this evening.
Travel is stressful, and so to be delayed, canceled, all of that just adds to your frustration, which doesn't help.
While controllers have been working without pay, President Trump on Truth Social threatened those who've not shown up. All air traffic controllers must get back to work now. Anyone who doesn't will be substantially docked. For controllers who are working, I will be recommending a bonus of $10,000 per person.
The added stress leads to fatigue. The fatigue has led to the erosion of safety and the increased risk every day that this shutdown drags on.
Amy Lark and her husband, both controllers, now cutting back after 4 missed paychecks.
What does Christmas look like? What does New Year's look like? How long can we last? What are we going to do when we do run out?
Long lines on runways and inside airport terminals, as TSA officers have also gone a full month without a paycheck.
And Tom joins us now live from Reagan National Airport. But Tom, we're also following some late-breaking news at another Washington airport.
Yeah, that's right. At Dulles Airport, rather, this evening, we are watching fire rescue equipment on the scene after one of those people movers, they call them a mobile lounge, crashed into a dock right there. We're told 8 people have been transferred to local hospitals for treatment, neck and back injuries. Nobody critical, though, Tom.
Okay, that's good to know. Tom, we thank you for that. And now to the heavy snow pounding the Midwest, parts of Indiana getting hit with 14 inches already. And millions on the East Coast and in the Southeast will be under freeze alerts by tonight. Shaquille Brewster has this story from snowy Chicago.
Tonight, an early round of winter weather blasting through the Midwest. This vehicle sliding off a highway and catching fire in the Chicago area. Smoke rising into the air as lake-effect snow dumps down. The same system bringing more than a foot of snow to towns in Indiana. State police say at least 18 people were injured from 134 crashes. Vehicles sent sliding off the road after near whiteout conditions overnight.
There's no substitute for common sense. Don't push the envelope, err on the side of not testing it, and we'll keep everybody safe.
Kenosha, Wisconsin now digging out. Cars buried by up to 10 inches of snow. And a messy morning commute in Chicago. Gusty winds hitting 33 miles an hour, reducing visibility and sending waves crashing into the lakefront.
I'm unprepared. My kids went to school very wet today. They walked with no winter gear.
This wintry November system kicking off what meteorologists say could be a snowier start to the season, with increased lake effect snow as cool air passes over the Great Lakes, which are warmer than average.
I'm hoping this isn't to show what's coming.
This Arctic blast now moving through Kentucky as the final weeks of fall bring dangerous winter weather.
All right, Shaq joins us tonight from a snowy and very cold Chicago. As we can see there, Shaq, tell our viewers where this monster storm is headed next.
Well, Tom, this system is moving east, but these temperatures are heading into the deep south. More than 55 million people facing freeze alerts tonight. In Savannah, they're tracking for a record low of 27 degrees. Tom?
All right, Shaq Brewster for Shaq. We thank you for that. Now to those harrowing images from South Florida. A plane crashing right into a neighborhood lake, barely avoiding hitting homes. George Solis with the video tonight.
Tonight, dramatic video capturing the moment a small plane went down in South Florida, crashing into a neighborhood lake shortly after takeoff. Another angle of security camera footage showing the plane plunging into the water, barely missing nearby homes.
It sounded to me like 2 race cars smashing into each other.
From the ground, you can see just how close those houses are to where the plane hit. Police tape is still all around this neighborhood. And right now, investigators still surveying the site where it's believed the plane crashed. There is still debris in the water. Officials say 2 people in the plane were killed. Incredibly, no one on the ground was injured.
Fortunately, the plane did not strike any houses when it entered the water.
Officials say the plane was headed from Fort Lauderdale to Montego Bay, Jamaica, to deliver supplies for Hurricane Melissa relief efforts. Neighbor Zane Smith was nearby when the crash happened and saw the plane clip a tree before crashing into the lake.
Honestly, just shooken up, you know, because that could be anyone's family. We don't know who it is. I feel bad. That could have even been us, you know.
Tom, this could have been so much worse with how close this crash occurred to so many of these homes in this neighborhood. Tonight, the FAA and NTSB are investigating the crash. Tom?
George Solis for us tonight. George, thank you. Now to our NBC News exclusive. An Army gynecologist is accused in a lawsuit of secretly recording his patients during intimate exams. The lawsuit alleges the doctor's misconduct goes back years. Courtney Kuby tonight with the exclusive.
When Jane Doe first met Army doctor Blaine McGraw, she says she was hopeful he'd be able to help her with her pelvic pain and hormone irregularities.
I remember leaving my appointment excited that I had a doctor that finally listened to me.
She had several appointments with him spanning a year. But a few weeks ago, she got a call from Army criminal investigators.
They said, we're going to show you a picture from a video that was taken. Can you please identify this person? Let me know how you know them. And it was a picture of myself.
She says they told her Dr. McGraw had secretly recorded her recent breast and pelvic exams. She believes he slipped his phone into his pocket to film her.
When was the moment that it sort of hit you what had actually happened here to you?
Probably about 5 minutes later when I got in my car and I was by myself. And I just sat there and I just started crying. And I drove home for an hour and I just cried the entire way home.
NBC News is not identifying Jane to protect her privacy. Today, she filed a lawsuit against McGraw, alleging she is one of dozens of patients he preyed upon. The lawsuit alleges the Army gave cover to a predator in uniform by allowing him to keep seeing patients despite sexual misconduct claims dating back years, including unchaperoned exams, inappropriate comments, and unnecessary touching.
An Army official says the hospital here has sent notification letters to more than 1,000 of Dr. McGraw's patients. And while that doesn't necessarily mean they were victims, a military official says Army investigators have already interviewed at least 25 women who they suspect being recorded by Dr. McGraw.
Andrew Kobos is Jane Doe's lawyer.
How many potential victims have reached out to you?
We've fielded well over 60 victim phone calls.
In a statement, Dr. McGraw's attorney says he has been fully cooperative and says there's been inaccurate information from government sources. The Army says he was immediately suspended and is under criminal investigation. Jane's husband, who's served more than 2 decades in uniform, says his whole family has been betrayed.
I mean, it's a brother or sister in arms, right? Never in my mind would I have thought a medical provider, especially an OBGYN, would take advantage of both the position as well as the profession.
What do you want to say to Army leadership right now who may have known about this?
Shame on you. Shame on you for letting this happen. Shame on you for not taking action. Shame on you for letting this predator continue to practice.
Courtney Kuby, NBC News, Fort Hood, Texas.
We're back in a moment with the major change to guidance on treatment millions of women take. Plus, a teenager's mysterious death aboard a cruise ship now has the FBI investigating. That's next. We are back now with video of a deadly explosion in India. 8 people were killed and at least 19 others injured after a blast inside a car in the heart of New Delhi. The explosion sparking a fire you see here that torched several nearby vehicles, prompting the government to put out a high security alert. Back here at home to Miami, where the FBI is investigating a passenger's mysterious death on board a Carnival cruise ship. The Miami-Dade County Medical Examiner says 18-year-old Anna Kepner, you see her here, died on Friday morning, a day before the ship was to return to Miami from the Caribbean. But authorities have not announced a cause of death just yet, and the cruise line says it is cooperating with the FBI. Also tonight, the FDA says warning labels will be removed from some medications commonly used to treat menopause symptoms. Hormone therapies containing estrogen and progesterone will now no longer carry black box labels which warn of risks like breast cancer and heart attacks. Health officials say the warnings are based on outdated science that discouraged women from taking those medications. An NFL great is coming out of retirement, well, sort of. Rob Gronkowski will sign a 1-day contract on Wednesday to officially retire as a New England Patriot, his team of 9 seasons. Gronk ended his football career in 2022 and is widely regarded as one of the best tight ends to ever play the game. All right, when we come back here tonight, the power of teamwork. The rival college football teams rallying around a beloved barber to help him through a devastating family emergency. Their story up next. There's good news tonight of football fans and college students stepping up. When Texas Tech faced BYU on the field this weekend, fans were rooting for more than their own team. Ryan Chandler has this story.
When BYU fans descended on Texas Tech Saturday, they brought more than just their cheers. BYU! They brought a wave of support for Ivan Ortiz, the barber for the rival team. Ivan's wife, Maddie, has spent most of the last month in the hospital after he says she was nearly killed by a drunk driver.
I mean, this past 3 weeks has been super tough.
For BYU, competition quickly turned to camaraderie, and the college football world came to Maddie and Ivan's side, contributing to the more than $180,000 donated. Some writing, Cougar Nation is behind you. Football is fun, but family is forever.
This is bigger than football. This is about loving the people that are around you and loving your community.
Kim and David Marsh are proud BYU alumni living in Lubbock.
The motto of the school is enter to learn, go forth to serve. We look around at our communities and we say, okay, what can we do to help?
Ivan and his family watched the Red Raiders earn another win Saturday, with fans on both sides rooting for him and Maddie.
My heart got happy and just seeing all the support from the fans. And when we're in the stands, people were just giving us hugs and telling us we're praying for you.
Putting aside the rivalry or the stakes of the game, this was so much bigger than football.
Oh, 100%. This was, at the end of the game, I felt like Maddie was the winner.
Ryan Chandler, NBC News.
And Maddie, we are rooting for your comeback. That's Nightly News for this Monday. I'm Tom Llamas. Thanks so much for watching. Tonight and always, we're here for you. Good night. We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.